Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. It's Saturday. We're going to go over a couple of things here today. They're going to be pretty fast and easy. So we're going to look at shares shorted. So which miners are being attacked right now as far as shorts are concerned. And it's actually kind of surprising a little bit, but we'll look into it. We'll also take a look at the massive gains this week some of the miners have had versus Bitcoin. So we're looking at the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin miners, see how they did this week. And then we'll also take a quick look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum, see what they're going through right now on Saturday. And we'll call it a day. So it's going to be an easy one. So as always, not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out. Okay. Now, so here's the Bitcoin right now on the daily chart. It is at 16,936. It's trying to get above 17,000, but it's having a hard time right now. We did reach a high today of, so far, 16,977. So we were pretty close to it, but not close enough for it. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see here that the RSI is coming down a little bit. Price is more or less flat on it. On the 1-hour chart, we're looking at the same thing, kind of. Right now, RSI is at 57. And last time we were back here, price was lower at that point. So we're still looking pretty good, I think, on the 1-hour and the 4-hour charts for Bitcoin. Ethereum, let's take a look at the daily chart on it. It is down 0.52%. So it's at 1,262 right now. It is also kind of battling with this kind of 1,267, 1,275 maybe the line that's trying to break above, and it just can't do it. We did reach a high today of 1,270. So we're getting close to that 1,275 mark. We'll see if we can actually get above it. I think that's kind of our resistance right now. And then let's take a look at the 4-hour chart on it as well. RSI has been coming down. Price has been coming down as well, though. But if we look at the 4-hour RSI, it's at 61. Last time we were back here, price was lower, so it's still looking good there. On the 1-hour chart, we're at 47. Last time we were pretty close here. I think at that point, so we're the same. But if we go far enough back, we were lower on price. Price is higher now. So I think that's still looking pretty good there for it, okay? Next, let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick. That has spiked a little bit here. So this is on the 1-day chart, and it has spiked way back up to 305 million terahashes per second. That is almost, what was our previous? That was 305. That's the same 30506. So that is our third highest right now that we've had in the last couple of weeks here. Our previous all-time high was 316. So we're getting back to it. So it looks like miners are starting to get more and more plugged in. And that's mainly because Bitcoin price is coming up a little bit here. So some thought out there that I've read is that if CPI data next week comes in below 7, we may see Bitcoin possibly go up to 19,000, which would be great. I'd love to see, but we'll see if that actually happens, okay? So there's that. On the 1 day, let's take a look at the 7-day average chart. And that has come up a little bit here as well to 267 right now. It's off of its high here that we've had at 271. Prior all-time high was at 273. So we're pretty close to that right now. I'm guessing probably in the next week or so, we'll get above that. That's just my assumption right now. Okay, so that is it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, network hash rate. Let's take a look at the miners. I think we're going to look at first here. Or actually, no, we'll look at the shorts. So this data is about 2 weeks old or so. You can see the last reporting date here was 12/15 on most of these. And we'll just take a look at the number of shares being shorted on each company and what their current shares outstanding is. And, see if it's a lot or if it's not that much, and we'll go through it. So Sphere 3D right now has about 1 million shares shorted. It has 68 million shares outstanding. That's not a huge short position. You can see that it has been coming down here ever since, when was this? This was back in March. It looks like it was pretty high. It was 5.8 million shares. It has been coming down here, and it's been kind of floating flat almost for the past 4 months or so. So not a big concern there on that one. Argo, we don't have any data for them. Digital has been coming down as well. We did go up a little bit here in November, but it has come down since then to 4.6 million shares, and they have 82 million shares outstanding. So that's not a huge short on them. I'm not too concerned about that one. Bitfarms as well has kind of been a roller coaster ride here this year, and it has been coming down to 9.2 million shares. They have 217 million shares. So what is that, 5% shorted shares? That's not too bad for them. CleanSpark, on the other hand, has been coming up here in the last couple of weeks. It is now at 9.3 million shares. They have 71 million shares outstanding. That's, 12% short. So that's kind of high. That's getting on the higher end there. Not sure why they're being shorted. I think a couple of things might be in play here. The uncertainty as far as how they're going to be able to grow. this current year, 2023. That might be playing into it. There's not much reported as far as miners being purchased for this year. So there might be some uncertainty there that they may fumble and stumble a little bit here this year as compared to how they did in 2022. That's the only thing I can gather, unless you guys have some other information. I know that there's also a lawsuit against them. I think maybe that's playing into it. But then let's take a look at Cores. Cores has also been going up here like crazy. They are right now 27, almost 28 million shares shorted, and they have 374 million shares outstanding. Wow. So that's what, close to 9%, 8% or something like that. So that's not too bad either. Next is DigiHost. DigiHost has been coming down here ever since, looks like April of last year. It has been coming down to, they are, what is that, 468,000 shares, and they have 27 million shares, 28 million shares outstanding. So that's not a big concern there, not a huge short position on them. DMG, we don't have any data on them. Greenidge has been going up like crazy. Did drop a little bit here in the end of November, but it bounced back up here towards the middle of December. It's at 3 million shares, looks like, and they have 44 million shares outstanding. So that's what, also like 8%, something like that. If they were at 4 million, it would have been 10%. So we're looking at 8.5% short on them. So that's not too bad either. High Blockchain has been coming down here, and that might be because they did a reverse split. But shares right now is at 4.9, almost 5 million. They have 83 million shares. So what is that going to be? 4%, something like that. Not a huge short position on them. Hut 8 has been kind of up and down here for the past year. It is down a little bit to 12.3 million shares. They do have 211 million shares outstanding. That would get us to, what would that be, 5% also, something like that. 10% would have been at 120 million shares. 240 million shares would have been 20%. Yeah, so I think they're like at 5%, something like that. Iris Energy, huge spike as well to 1.6 million shares, but they have almost 55 million shares outstanding. So that's what is that, 2%, 4%, something like that. That's not a huge problem there. Luxfolio, no data on them. Marathon has been going up like crazy here with their short interest or shortage shares. It's at almost 9 million shares. They only have 116 million shares outstanding. That's almost like 50% of their shares are being shorted based on this, looks like. So that's concerning there. That may be why the stock, as you can see here, ever since the short interest has been growing a little bit, stock has been coming down like crazy. But this is on the daily chart. We're looking at the 1 year chart. Let's see if we can get this on the weekly chart, maybe. So we can figure that out. Where's the 1 weekly chart? So this is going back to, when is this? Back to last year. And yeah, I mean, you can see the price coming down a little bit, some spikes in it. And yeah, maybe that's paying into it. Big thing for Marathon is getting miners energized. They're stuck at 7 exahash right now. And they do have, they have done a lot of curtailment in December. So maybe that's a concern there. I don't know. We'll see. Also, Mawson is next. Mawson has been coming down here. They are at currently 329,000 shares shorted, and they have 81 million shares. I mean, so that's nothing there as far as short interest on Mawson right now. Riot has been coming up as well. Riot is at right now 31.6 million shares shorted, and their shares outstanding is 167. So what is that possibly going to be? 31 million times 5. What is that? Maybe 20%? Does that sound right? 20% being shorted, somewhere around there. So that's kind of high for them as well. And we can also see that their price has been coming down, throughout the year as well. Soluna has been coming down, but recently it has increased in the number of shares being shorted to 460, almost 461,000. They only have 17 million shares outstanding. So what is that going to be? That's going to be 2-3%, something like that, being shorted on them. Then we got Stronghold. Stronghold has been growing as well on their short interest to 4.8 million. They have 51 million shares outstanding, so that's almost 8-9% being shorted. Not too bad, but still kind of high up there. And then we got TeraWulf. TeraWulf is at currently 2.3 million shares outstanding, and they have 2.3 million shares shorted. They have currently 145 million shares outstanding. So that's also very, very low for them. That's, it going to be like 2%, and not even that, 1.5%, something like that. So overall, it's not too bad on the miners. Some of them are getting shorted quite more. Marathon's 50% roughly. So that's kind of tough. We'll see how that's going to play out. I think, well, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out for Marathon being that much shorted. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on these. Why you think some of these are getting shorted more than others. But that's it. That's all we got for the short information. Let's take a look at the miners, see how they did versus Bitcoin this week. And some of them had massive gains here. We'll take a look at the reasons possibly why. And here is our data that we do have. So currently they are sorted by the percentage down from their 52-week highs. So you can see here, Bitcoin is down 64%, DMG is down 81%, Riot is almost down 82%, CleanSpark is down 85%, Hive is down 86%, Marathon is down 87.5%, Argo is down 87.6%, BitDigital 88.3%, DigiHost 88.9%, Hut 89%, Bitfarms is down 89.4%, Sphere is down 92%, Iris is down 92.9%, Mawson down 93.7%, TerraWolf 95.7%, Soluna down 96.9%, Greenwich is down 97.7%, and Core Scientific is down 99.4%. So the reason I point this out to you guys is when we look at this weekly gains, I think the reason that some of these are up so much is because they've been beaten down so much in the past. So I think there's a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of, I don't know, pull stop, pull gap. Nope, that's not what I'm thinking. I can't think of it right now. But it's basically some of the investors are getting into the stocks that have been beaten down the most, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if we look at the 1 week chart here, let's go descending. We can see that we have Mawson is up 69.57 this week. That's huge compared to some of the other miners that are growing really well. But they're also, like pointing this out, they're down 93% from their 52-week highs. So they've been beaten down the most than others. Argo, 68% down, up this week, sorry. And I understand the reason why Argo is way up is because they were in almost bankruptcy. Almost. They escaped it by selling their Helios facility to Galaxy. That has given, I guess, good news for investors. Investors are a little bit more confident in them surviving. Stock has rallied really hard here in the last basically 4 weeks. We'll take a look at the 4 week chart in a minute. It's been crazy for Argo. So whoever got into Argo 4 weeks ago, congrats. You guys are killing it right now. DigiHost is up 42.78%. They are down 88.9% from 52-week high. Then you got Soluna up 42.31. They're down 96 from 52. Greenwich is up 34.48. They are down 97.7 from that one. DMG up 27. They're down 81. And then you got Hive is up 26.39% this week. Just had a great week as well. And they are down 86%. So they're towards the upper part of the ones that are down the least as far as 52-week highs are concerned. Riot is up 26.25. You got 81% down. Bitfarms is up 23%. BitDigital is up 22%. Marathon is up 19%. Then you got Hut 8 is only up 7.65. CleanSpark up 2.94. Iris Energy is up 2.4. Bitcoin is up 2.1. So all of these guys up top did much better than Bitcoin. And then you got TerraWolf only up 1.49%, Sphere 3D 3.26% down, and Core Scientific down another 6.79% this week. So it was overall a great week for the miners, with the exception of a couple here. We got a couple that are lagging, and I think possibly, other than maybe Iris here, you got Hut 8 and CleanSpark are down not too much from their 52-week highs, or down less than others, but they haven't really jumped in price this week as much as some of the other ones that have been beaten down a little bit more. Potentially, that's kind of the way I'm viewing it. Let me know if you guys have other ideas on it. But let's take a look at the 4 weeks chart, and then we'll get into the 8 weeks and 12 weeks, and we'll be done with this. Let's sort that descending, and let's take a look at the chart here. So, huge spread here between the worst performer and the best performer. So Argo up 416%, which is huge. Congrats to them, like I said, for being able to pull this off, and for anybody that invested 4 weeks ago in Argo. At that point, it was looking like it was going to possibly fail, go into bankruptcy, but they were able to get it done and get out of all this debt that they had. They still have some debt, but it's obviously a great job by them. Greenwich is up 56%. Mawson up 34.4%. Riot up 12.6%. CleanSpark up 11.11%. TerraWolf is up 9.68%. Bitfarms up 8.3%. Bit Digital is up 7.65%. Marathon 5.41%. Bitcoin's only up 1.83%, so everybody above that line has done better than Bitcoin. DigiHost is up only 0.19%. Hut 8 is down 1.08%. Soluna down 2.63%. Hive down 3.7%. Iris down 7.25%. DMG down 9.29%. Sphere is down 23.7%. And Core Scientific is down 70.83%. We know why. They are now in bankruptcy. Other than that, I don't see anything else here that can possibly point out them may correspond with some of the results here. Marathon, where's Marathon? Marathon, yeah, I mean, they're only up 5.41%. Bitcoin. The other thing is when the miners do go up, they go up a lot better than Bitcoin does. And when they do go down, they go down a lot worse. So it's always a multiplying effect, I guess you could say. Let's take a look at the 8 weeks really quick, and we'll call it almost a day here. Let's see here. Descending, 4 weeks. Okay, so on the 8 weeks, we can see that Argo is up 72%, Moss is up 5.41%, Bitcoin's only up 1.52%. So there's only 2 companies that did better than Bitcoin, and the rest did worse. Riot down only 4.04%, CleanSpark down 7.89%, DigiHost down 11.84%, DMG down 15%, Bitfarms down 16%, Hive down 18%, Sphere down 22%, Hut 26%, along with Bit Digital. Then you got TerraWolf down 29%, Greenwich down 30%, Iris down 32%, Marathon down 45%, Solana down 58%, and Core down 60%. So Argo is the leader here so far. And, you know, the couple companies that are below Bitcoin, that's still not too bad, given that price has come down on Bitcoin. The miners here are holding up pretty well. The ones down here did a little bit worse. But we'll see how the next couple weeks are for us. And then let's take a look at 12 weeks while we're at it, and we are going to be done. So Argo is still up 7.64% from that point. And then we got DigiHost is down 3.02%, Moss is down 4.88%, Bitcoin is down 11.58%. So these 3 miners did better on the 12 weeks. And then we got DMG down 24%, Riot down 26%, CleanSpark down 28%, BitDigital down 30%, Sphere down 38%, Hive down 41%, Bitfarms down 42%, TerraWolf down 43%, Hut down 52%, Iris down 57%, Greenwich down 62%, Marathon down 65%, Soluna down 79%, Core down 92%. And if we look at the chart down here, we can see which weeks are green and red for the miners. And it's nice to finally see a almost full week of being in the green on the miners, except for 2. We got Annie and Cores. Other than that, last time we had this many miners being in the green wasn't back until, I mean, we were pretty close here on 10/28. We had 4 miners that were only in the red. After that, we were back on 9/9. Same thing, we had 4 miners that were in the red at that time. And prior to that was in August when we had a little bit of a rally here for a couple of weeks. You can see that we had a lot of miners going in the green for quite a while here. So hopefully we start seeing more of these kind of charts than we have been seeing, you know, these kind of charts over here. So that is it. Let me know what you guys thought. Interested to take a look at the short interest on the miners. Always should look at that every once in a while, every couple of weeks, just to see where things are heading, and then see if it corresponds with possibly the stock decline or increases in any of the miners. So let me know what you guys think of that. Also, what do we have coming up this week? This week we have the CPI data coming out. I can't remember when it's coming out, but I know it's coming out this week. If that is below 7%, like I said, I read a couple articles that are saying that if that happens, Bitcoin could be in a little bit of rally mode going to 19,000. We'll see if that happens, but we'll keep you guys posted on this, and then we'll see what else we can come up and talk about in tomorrow's video, if anything. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Spreadsheets are always available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there. And thank you guys watching. Love you all. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.